why can't I stay in Vietnam? So right now I am in Vietnam. I am Black trans American who lives in Vietnam at the moment. I have come to Vietnam because of its very lucrative visa that it has for US citizens. I'm able to be here for an extended amount of time, and I am taking advantage of that. But I can't stay forever. So I wanted to get into the reasons why I'm not able to, but also give you a little background on what the visa situation is like in Vietnam. Let's get into it. So like I said, I am from the United States, and as a United States citizen traveling to Vietnam for tourism, you can obtain a visa. It's a tourist visa with the option to stay up to 90 days for a single or multiple entry electronic visa. Costs between $25 to $50, and it takes about 3 to 8 working days to process. Requirements for that include a passport with a valid 6 months on it, a digital photo, and a designated entry and exit port. So I was able to do this with my wife. We were in Thailand when we applied for the visa. We applied for the 90-day single entry. Costs, I think it was like $30 for us, and it only took 3 days to process, and it was all done digitally. We got an email saying, hey, it's ready to view. And to note, I remember I did fill out the application wrong. On the drop-down menu for the passport, I picked the official passport, which is like official military passport or something like that. And I noticed it after when my wife applied that she picked the correct passport. And I was like, oh no, they're probably going to reject my application and I'll have to redo it. But no, they didn't. They probably saw that that's probably a very common error that people make, and they just corrected it, I guess, and nothing happened. And my application was approved immediately within the 3 days, like my wife. So that was fine. We were able to come to Vietnam. And the thing to note, too, is that they did not require onward travel requirements. So when we went to Thailand, we came through South Korea. They did ask us, did we have a return flight leaving Thailand? And we had picked Vietnam, so we already knew we were coming here. But we did not need one for coming into Vietnam. So when we got to the airport, we thought they were going to ask, and we weren't sure what we wanted to do after being in Vietnam. So we did decide to just buy bus tickets to Cambodia, and they're not refundable, but they're pretty cheap. They're only $50 total. So we figured, hey, if we don't end up leaving on these tickets, it's not a big deal. It's not a huge loss for us. We ended up doing that, but when we got to the airport and to check in, they did not ask us about our onward travel. So apparently you don't need that. Maybe it just depends on the airline. We were going through Vietjet Air. And we went through Vietjet Air when we came through Korea as well to Thailand. So same airline, they asked on the way to Thailand, but they didn't ask on the way to Vietnam. Something to note. The visa, like I said, is up to 90 days, and you can do it all electronically. It's a tourist visa, essentially. Although it is possible to get a visa on arrival, it's just not recommended for people to do that. You should definitely do the electronic visa beforehand. It's only 3 days, really. Like even it's 8 days. It's just a week, so there's no harm in filling it out. I don't understand people coming into the country unprepared, but yeah, we were able to come in, and we're going to be here for the full 90 days. So far, as I'm making this video, we've been in the country for about almost 2 months. We're like probably just a week shy of being here for 2 months, and we decided not to stay in the tourist area of District 1, which most people do. It's, you know, the busy area. We decided to come to District 9, which is a more developed, newer area. It's called Vinhomes Grand Park area. This area is interesting because it is a mix of local Vietnamese people, but these are more, I would say, upper middle class, wealthy individuals. And although the people who work here are probably more working class, but the people who live here are upper middle class and wealthy. And then there are a ton of tourists. Now, I've seen so many Russians are here. Lots and lots of Russians. And then I've seen all types of other people. I've seen Japanese people, Korean people, some Indian people, and then black people I've seen. Haven't seen too many Americans who aren't black, actually. Most of the Americans here, I've only seen are black, which is, I thought, kind of rare. When I first got here, we didn't see any black people. But then after a week or two, we started to see a lot more. But I haven't heard too many, white or Mexican or any other American who is not black. I haven't heard them talking. I haven't seen them. So I thought that was really interesting. Of the white people who are here, it's mostly Russians. So that makes sense because of the socialism, communism aspect, that connection to them. It's an interesting mix of people. Our experience here has been varied. I haven't enjoyed it as much as I thought I was going to enjoy it. How is it described by other people online? I thought I was going to have a really good time here, and so far I would say I've had an okay time here. I don't particularly love the food, although my wife loves the food. I'm coming from, both of us, me and my wife, are coming from the San Francisco Bay Area, so we are experienced with a lot of different types of food, international food. And so I grew up on Vietnamese American food, right? So my experiences of that food is quite different than the original Vietnamese food of the country, of the land. In America, Vietnamese American food is just different. The flavors are a little different. The cuts of meat are different. How they cook the food is different than it is here. Here, I would say the meat cuts are not my favorite. I find that a lot of the meat tends to be a little overcooked. A lot of the food is like chewy. There's a lot of rice paper and like gelatinous foods, and that's just not the case in the United States. It just doesn't have as many of those aspects to it. So yeah, my wife loves that. That's her like kind of favorite types of food, is like chewy, gelatinous food. So she's loving it, and the flavors are a lot more light, I would say, here, as opposed to the US, which things are probably like more heavy on the salt or what have you. But I don't hate it, I just don't love it. There are other food here, like most other big cities in the world. There's lots of international food, there's lots of American type food. You can get pretty much anything you want here, depending on how much you're willing to pay. And we've had some, really good food here that wasn't Vietnamese, in my opinion. Definitely been going to McDonald's a lot, because the McDonald's here isn't all that bad for you. It's a lot more natural. It's not as much processed food. It's not so salty. They have rice and salad options that are actually fresh. Even the chicken here is like actual bone-in chicken, usually, that they fry like on the spot. It's like piping hot when it comes out. It's just it's a different experience being here in terms of food. So that has been my experience. And also culturally, I've had a little bit of a harder time coming from Thailand, where the way that you do pleasantries and interact with each other is very different than it is here, and that has been a little bit of a challenge for me. It's also very loud, and I would say that Thailand was loud, Bangkok was very loud, but it's a different type of loud. and I'm just really sensitive to the way that it's loud here. Lots of honking, lots of children screaming. It's just like the BPM is just real loud. And then how the traffic flows. When we first got here, that was a little difficult in terms of navigating, crossing the street, but we're pros at it now. I mean, it's kind of similar to Bangkok. When you cross the street, it can be a little sketchy, but in Bangkok, people would stop. They would slow down and stop for you. Here, they don't. They just go faster or go around you. So it's a little bit of a different idea of how you flow into the traffic. There's no stopping, really. So that's been an interesting curveball to adjust to. And the heat here is pretty humid. It's pretty similar to Bangkok, although Bangkok, I don't know, there's something different about the heat, but it is similar, definitely similar. Food is pretty much comparable in the same price range that it was in Thailand, in my opinion. But yeah, my experience here hasn't been the most amazing. And the reason why I bring up that I can't stay here, not only because of the 90-day visa, although they are a lot less strict about people who come back into the country. So a lot of people end up living here permanently because the 90-day visa is you can come and go. Like you can literally just leave and then come back as long as you apply for the visa again. So say you have your 90 days up, you just go to Cambodia for a week. When you're in Cambodia, apply for your 90-day visa again, and you can just come back. There's no limits really on how often you can come back here. So that is an option for us if we do want to come back here. But for me, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's going to be for me. I think that when our 90 days is up, we will be leaving. Undetermined on where we'll be going next, but I think we're going to hit our 90 days and call it an experience. I'll say that. We'll just call it an experience. But yeah, that is my personal experience with staying in Vietnam, and and some of the reasons why I am not going to stay long term. But I do appreciate its very generous visa of 90 days. That's amazing, especially considering what the US did to this country. Very, very generous, I have to say. If you are interested in traveling to Vietnam for a vacation, a sabbatical, or you're looking to live here, I have some great insights. It's definitely for a lot of people would really enjoy this place. I think a lot of people would thrive here. It's just, my personality type, it's just not for me. But if you are interested in doing that, or if you're interested in other countries, I do have a business. I am a lifestyle architect. I help you design and build your house, your life. And if you need help with that in terms of planning and researching, even logistical things of getting things in order, maybe you need help with your financial literacy so you can get your money in order before you can even leave the country, I am available. I have resources on my website and on my Gumroad account, free and paid resources. You can always consult with me or hire me as a coach as well. If you are just interested in learning more about my travels and my perspectives on life, feel free to just subscribe, leave a comment. I am definitely a different type of traveler. I think I'm one of the odd people who I'm not an extrovert, but very much an introvert, and I have very particular wants and needs about traveling that don't fit the stereotypical American expat look that you will see online. Definitely different in that regard. So if you're looking for something different, feel free to follow along, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.